has fallen victim to believing everything I say. Kathy Helbig with us here. She's been a realtor for how long?
23 whole
23
young
years.
Yes.
Holy
That's not
mackerel.
possible.
I know.
Kathy Helbig from the Kathy Helbig Group, 314-276-SOLD or kathyhelbiggroup.com. What are we talking about?
We are talking about negotiating tactics to win.
I just call you and say you handle it.
Mm-hmm. That is helpful because my first tip is discuss negotiating tactics with your agent before you get into the game.
Yes.
So, because sometimes our clients derail themselves because they have something in their brain, the way that they did it 20 years ago, or
Right.
this is what they do when they sell cars, or there's all these different reasons why someone thinks this is the great way to negotiate a house, and it's typically not.
Right.
So that's tip number one. Next is make sure that you understand how the process works. So there's an offer, there can be a flat rejection, there can be counter offers, the offers can expire, other offers can come in during the time that your offer is being offered. So you also have to have negotiating tactics on timing, response times, things like that. So because I've had many a times that right when you're in the middle of negotiating something, then all of a sudden we'll have to call another agent and go, sorry, we just accepted an offer. Or you send a counter offer on. This happened to one of my agents last week. They sent a counter offer out to the other side, and really it was kind of just clerical errors, cleaning up the things. The major terms were agreed upon. And the agent and that buyer sat on that offer for hours that day, and another offer came in at the last second, and it was a better offer for the seller. So we literally had to rescind that offer, and that can happen. So people don't realize you're in negotiations,
Right.
but you're like, hey, here's my counter offer back, and you got till 6 tonight. If you don't sign it, it's 5:55. I could send you a notice that say, "Hey, I just rescinded my counter offer before you could sign it,
Right.
and now it's not valid anymore. So now I can accept this other offer." So you got to be, really savvy with negotiations. How your first offer comes across can set the tone for the entire.
No question.
Oh, it's all the time. So if a buyer comes in with a super lowball offer, that seller is either going to be completely aggravated with you, they're going to be emotionally upset with you, or they're just not going to want to deal with you for the most part.
Right.
How can you recover from that?
It's really hard to recover from that. So, I personally had one this year that they were very, very emotionally invested in their home, and somebody just ticked them off the way that they negotiated.
Right.
And there were other offers that came in lower, and they would rather take by tens of thousands of dollars, rather take the other offer because this one just ticked them off so much the way that they approach negotiations. And it's crazy, the emotions involved. So anyway, make sure if you're the seller too, how you counter back that first time makes a difference. So even though we've got the lowball offer that came in, we really have to beg the seller, like, don't let your emotions get involved. Sometimes people are just feeling you out. And if you just flat out don't just reject, you're done negotiating. So that buyer rarely will come crawling back to the table and come up with a higher offer. But if you even just counter back at list price,
Right.
or counter back somewhere close to list price, at least you're saying, hey, you're an idiot. And I realize you're an idiot, but we're going to keep negotiating. And then you might be able to we bring a lot of deals together that you would never think you would do because you keep the doors of negotiation open.
I want to go back to something you said about another buyer rescinding the offer. And that is, oftentimes people think, oh, yeah, there's another buyer. You're just saying that because
Yes.
you want me to act.
Correct.
How do you deal with that?
Well, in my history of real estate, rarely is that a lie. So there are certain agents out there that they call it puffing. They really puff certain things up. But there's it's so crazy. There could be a house that's been on the market for a year, and the day you get an offer, you get a second offer. It's
Right.
like it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So read the language a little bit. Not that somebody can't be lying, but is it
More
worth it for
often than
you
not.
for that $5,000 difference to lose the house that you want to not play the game? So
Right.
that's kind of where you come in at. So sometimes it is. So people go, I don't care. I'm not going
Right.
to bring my offer up.
All
And
right.
then they're not emotionally invested in that house.
All right.
The other quick thing is get to the bottom line sooner than later. So another example, we negotiate contracts all the time. So last week, I had two people that were polar opposites with their offers, and one doesn't want to counter back, and the other one came in super low. And so to me, they're asking me, what do you think they're going to do? Well, this is the first, I don't know this buyer. This is the first time the offer comes in. And so my response is, let's see what they do with their second offer, because that's telling. So the first one can come in super low, but then how we respond, keeping the door open, now sets the stage for what's this guy's next step going to be. Is he going to jump up? I mean, we were talking a $1.5 million house. Is he going to jump up $5,000, or is he going to jump up $25,000 when we're this far apart? And those are the telling signs of if you think you can put something together on both sides. So get to your bottom line quicker, because if you start playing that game of, well, he offered me that $50,000 less, so I'm going to stick at my list price, or I'm going to go above list price, like silly things like that.
Right.
It just kills the negotiations.
That's why you call Kathy Helbig, 314-276-SOLD, or KathyHelbigGroup.com. One last thing. You look great, and the nails look fabulous.
Thank you.
I love the
They
dark
look
nail
fab.
polish.
There you
Liar,
go.
liar,
Very
pants on
full.
fire.
For all of your real estate needs, buying and selling, KathyHelbigGroup.com. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
744. Guess what? Well, I'll tell you who Supreme Court Justice William Rehnquist proposed to.
As in marriage?
As in marriage, years ago. Find this interesting. 740. We'll do that in 6 minutes. Big 550 KTRS.
Suburban Leisure Center presents a historical moment. At the dawn of time, humans